It's almost like saying rape exists in a small fashion. Not a lot of people get raped, but just enough to where it's problematic.
Oh yeah, this sex and stuff is out of control here.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants sex.
Yep.
But everybody don't want to have it with their loved one. It's like, what's up with that?
Did you hear about the actor who was accused? Kevin Spacey, who was accused of raping a 14-year-old boy or trying to rape a 14-year-old boy when he was 26-year-old.
Yeah.
This was in 1986. And they canceled Kevin Spacey's show. He has a show, House of Cards, on Netflix.
Yeah.
Now that they've done it, they've canceled the show, and good for them for canceling it.
Yeah, but now he's out the closet as a homosexual and everything.
And that's what I hate.
Yeah.
I hate that he tried to use his homosexuality to take away from the bad thing that he did. That's the only reason why he came out and said it, was because he knew he was in trouble and he used it to try to get sympathy. Yeah. Shame on Kevin Spacey. He should be stoned to death. He is a pedophile.
Yeah.
And give me the rock and I'll do it. You want to know how I know he's a pedophile too? Because he said in his apology, I don't remember, it was 30 years ago, but I apologize for being drunk.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't remember it, how do you know you were drunk when it happened?
Yeah, I guess he was drunk a lot.
He was drunk enough to remember it.
Might be drunk now.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I don't understand the pedophilia, or however you say it. I don't understand that. And I don't understand this irresistible kind of craving that everybody has for sex. And it's like, you don't want sex with all these people.
Right.
And the dangers of having it now, it's like, what? You got AIDS out there, you got hepatitis, you got herpes, you got all kinds of craziness running around over there, and you people just want to go ahead and have craziness like that.
Yep, engage in all that craziness and get yourself in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah.
Fools.
Yeah, it's like, if you got a loved one, love your loved one. If you don't got a loved one, go get one.
Yeah.
But not 8. Well, if you want to have 8, go get 8. But
well, I guess in the Bible it was okay.
I guess so. But
Solomon had many.
Solomon liked that. They like that stuff. He's a little bit on the frisky side.
Yeah, Solomon was. All right, Troop. So we have a couple stories that we need to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
Many incumbents running for at-large seat at Worcester City Council. They all had a discussion, and they all talked about what they'd like to see done in the city. And only one that I know of, in the article at least, in the Telegram, only one actually spoke about the communities.
Yeah.
Everyone else talked about redeveloping downtown, doing downtown, making downtown this, do all this stuff in downtown. And they're all Democrats.
They're all Democrats.
All of them are Democrats, which makes me scratch my head. Shouldn't Democrats be thinking about the communities a little bit more?
I don't think there's really any... I never thought there was some kind of real separation, except for money, between the Democrats and the Republicans. It's like, to me, it's all seemed the same.
Mm-hmm.
You're making all this noise, but you're really not doing anything.
Right.
You just like making noise.
Okay.
But these city councilors, the Men of Color think tank just a little while ago, they had a good program doing it, but it was too big.
Okay.
The city councilors that's out there, and we have some new ones running. They need to be more thinking about the people.
Okay.
And the people themselves, you need to be really taking your voting rights and using them. You're not voting.
Yep.
It's not that you don't know. It's like, well, you live under a rock. Everybody know about voting.
And you know what? There are people in the community that they're still. You'd be surprised at how many people in the community still think that, I can't vote because I've been arrested before.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or I can't vote because I don't even know first thing about voting. They are uneducated in even the voting process. They think you have to go register. They think it's all kinds of hoops you have to jump through. All you got to do is go online and register, or send something, or when they send something in the mail, fill it out and send it back, and then you're all ready to vote.
Ready to go.
But they're so disassociated from this happenings in the city that they don't know their head from their booties.
No, and they should, because this city is going to be pretty, but It ain't yours.
Nope, it's definitely not. It's gonna be pretty when you're gone.
You're gone. It's not your city anymore. This is not the woo. That what you call it?
Yep, it's the woo.
It won't be the woo anymore.
Yeah, it won't be Worcester anymore. I know that.
Nah.
So,
and it'd be good for the infrastructure of the city and stuff, but at what price? That's the whole thing.
yeah.
You know? And whose fault? Can't blame it on the politicians. These guys that's out there being politicians too. They're not the brightest lot.
I don't know about that, if they're not the brightest lot or not, but I do know that their focus is misguided.
It is misguided.
It's
all on
focused.
them.
Yep, it's focused on what they can do to make the city look better, because if the city looks better, then the councilors look better, and then the city's leadership looks better. But when you don't think about the people, that can come back and bite you. And these people that have no control or feel like they have no power, once they realize the power that they have in voting, then it's going to be a rude awakening for a lot of the city.
I don't think it's going to happen, to tell you the truth. I still see people, they just shake their head and stuff. Are you going to vote come next Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's voting? Yeah.
Yep.
They don't even know. They're not interested.
Right, because they're so busy trying to live their life and having the things that they need to do with their go vote. Man, I gotta go take care of the kids today. The kids gotta eat. I gotta cook dinner when I get home from work.
They're not doing that. They're coming home smoking a bone, hanging out. They're not even thinking about that. They're not thinking about anything. I'm not going to pretend and whitewash these things that they are. They're not. They're not thinking about anything except their own pleasure, and that's basically.
Troops going against the community, y'all.
I'm not going against the community. I think it's a great community. I think the people are nice, but they seek their pleasure first. Okay. That's what they do. Their pleasure first. And that's why you get people in city council for the 5th time.
Right.
And they haven't done anything from ever.
Connie Lukes has been there 15 years, I think.
Yeah. It's like, and she hasn't done anything.
Nope.
You know? So, and Joe Petty, he ain't done anything. Gaffney, they haven't done anything. Even my Sarai, I don't even know what she's done,
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't done, and the rest of them I don't even know.
They've showed up to a couple meetings, I know that. That's what they'll tell you. Oh, when we've had these meetings, they were there. Where were you?
Yeah,
that's the answer that I'll get.
Mo Bergman, thought he was a good guy. He hasn't done anything. Just like you guys can talk and stuff, but you're not doing anything.
Right.
Still not doing anything. The city manager is the one making all the negotiations with the hidden underground government that Tim Murray runs.
All right, Trooper. So before we continue on that, let's get into this.
Something else.
Let's get into the war on Turtleboy Sports and Michael Gaffney, because that's what it is. It's a war. War has been declared on. Well, the war has been going on a long time, but they now are declaring war again on Turtleboy Sports and Michael Gaffney, because there's a new petition that calls for civility between candidates and respect towards the community, towards the people, towards fellow other candidates, opposing candidates. They want a level of respect, and they don't feel that Michael Gaffney nor Turtleboy Sports, because they mentioned the local blogs, and when the phrase local blogs is code word for Turtleboy Sports, and they mentioned Michael Gaffney's name. So, and Michael Gaffney has taken to social media and to the news to attack other counselors like Sarai Rivera. Mm-hmm. Michael Gaffney has attacked community places such as Mosaic, and he's done it alongside Turtleboy Sports.
Yeah.
What do you think about this attack? The attacks of Turtleboy Sports and Michael Gaffney?
Well, I might as well get in trouble. What I think about it?
Yep.
I think that if you're going to follow through on it, it's a good thing. And why stop there? If you're going to follow through on it, make sure that you're starting something that's going to do some good for all the people. Making little itty bitty silly noises like that there, and that's all that is if you do nothing. Mm-hmm. Really doesn't matter. It makes no difference. It's just for you.
Right.
Smoke a bone.
You know what I think, honestly? I think that Turtleboy Sports and Michael Gaffney have run their course.
Hmm.
I don't hear when Turtleboy and Michael Gaffney were at their height of being hated in the city by the opposing group. It was around the time where Mosaic was getting closed.
Yeah.
After that died down, Michael Gaffney and Corinne, they've dropped out of their races. I hear less and less about Turtleboy articles. Why revive it by trying to start a fight with them now?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Especially 'cause I would think some of the things that you don't hear anymore is because they're not there anymore.
Yep.
Because one of the things that Turtleboy and Gaffney did, they went after Walter Bird.
Yep, they went after Walter Bird.
I mean, it seems like they'll go after anybody if they can.
Yep.
You know, so.
If you poke the turtle, that's their phrase that they use. Don't poke the turtle.
Don't poke the turtle.
No, and if you poke the turtle, they will come for you.
I don't poke the turtle.
Yep, so.
But I'll take. We got turtle out here.
Yep, soup.
Soup. Waiting for him to get a little bigger.
Yeah, it's. I don't understand why at this time. The One Worcester Pledge seeks to restore civility. With the municipal election 1 week away, a group made up of 50 local business, labor, community, and religious leaders, along with several former elected officials, has launched an effort to restore civility to public life in Worcester. They have started an online petition that asks local elected leaders to pledge to promote civility and create an atmosphere where all residents, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, or national origin, are respected and encouraged to participate in the governance of the city. The group is encouraging people to sign the petition and encouraging candidates to take the pledge, according to former Mayor Joseph O'Brien, speaking on behalf of the group. Candidates are being asked to refrain from personal attacks on elected leaders, appointed officials, city workers, and all who serve the community through civic and governmental work. I will attack Joe Petty or any city councilor all that I want.
Yeah.
You don't call the people stupid idiots.
No.
I still can't get over this. I don't know why. I need to let it go. But it's like once you take the trust away, like you said before, once you can't trust someone,
Yeah.
it's ruined.
Yeah, you can't. It's all done. Don't trust you.
Yep.
You're a liar and you make fun of people and stuff. I don't trust them.
Right. So I know a lot of people. They fear Michael Gaffney becoming mayor so much, and they fear Michael Gaffney being on the city council, and Connie Lukes to a lesser extent, so much that they will make someone who called them uneducated morons a hero.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph Petty is their hero. Now, do I think Michael Gaffney's a better choice? No, I'm not saying that. Am I saying that Connie Lukes is a better choice? I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, don't act like Joseph Petty is the second coming of the Messiah. He's not.
Nah.
Just because he showed up to a couple meetings and took photo ops with you doesn't mean that he cares about you. Once he has no use for you, you are out.
And I know it. Because you and I, had a nice little thing that I'm going to revise.
Yep.
I'm let you know right now. I talked to, what's his name, O'Connor.
Yep.
We had a proposal for an essay contest.
Yep.
In one of the schools that's not one of the fabulous schools and not for the fabulous AP students, but for the regular kids.
Yep.
You know, I forget what middle school kids and stuff.
Or high school. Yep.
Nice little essay contest. Teachers really don't have to do anything. We'll grade it, pick the topic, and we're supplying the cash prizes for these kids.
Yep.
And Joe Petty laughed.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, Joe Petty. What are you laughing about? It doesn't cost the city anything, and it promotes harmony within the city, and it gives some of the kids who don't get any kind of recognition. They don't get any inclusion in everything, so they don't feel like they're part of the city. They don't feel like they're part of their school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you laughed at that? Please.
Right.
And then all them other people, let's keep civility in there. Well, let's start with the officials.
Right. And no, Michael Gaffney is I'm not saying Michael Gaffney's any better.
Yeah.
The attack on Walter Bird was callous. It was irresponsible.
Yeah.
And it was to the point where the accuser who actually accused him felt like that she was used by Michael Gaffney.
Yeah.
Our city representatives shouldn't be doing things like that, or shouldn't be caught up in stupid little scandals like that.
No, they should be looking every day. They should be looking for some way to help the people of the city in their need, and be looking at how to make the city grow,
Mm-hmm.
and how to make the city prosper, and how to develop new infrastructures in the city. There's a whole lot that they should be doing.
Right.
They shouldn't even have time to be making enemies among their own self.
Right.
It's like, what are you doing? You ain't doing anything.
Even look at the way Michael Gaffney handled Mosaic.
Yeah.
Mosaic, did they do everything right the right way they were supposed to? Absolutely not.
No.
But did they come back non-fraudulent? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They came back non-fraudulent.
Yeah.
He should have let it go from there, but he didn't. He continued, he scratched, he clawed until a community service thing that was doing to help the community was taken away. And he would not stop until it was taken away.
Yeah.
It makes me think that he's not for the community.
No.
At all.
I never really thought he was for the community. I don't think any of those politicians. I don't know. I think Sarai and Mo Bergman. Those are the two I thought was for the community.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of them, I don't think they're for themselves. Or they're for a community that I don't know about.
Christian King is starting to seem like he's for the, even though I know he has,
Yeah.
I know he's not liked by a lot of people, and he's rubbed people the wrong way due to his personal interaction with people. Maybe he needs a PR person to help him become better at that with how he handles meeting people one-on-one and instances with people. But at least for his work on the council and the things that he says and the things that he's fighting for, seems like he is for the people.
I think that he takes the smallest little things that's in drooling. Smallest.
You ready to trash him that bad, huh?
Yeah. This is what I think. He takes the little issues,
Mm-hmm.
and he expounds on the little issues.
Yep.
He doesn't try to attack the big issues because he doesn't feel confident within himself to do it.
Mm.
He doesn't have the guts and the gumption to put himself out there and take that risk to stand up for the whole community on big issues.
Yep.
That are affecting the community. People, livelihoods are being lost, houses are being lost, things of that nature. He doesn't go into that.
Nope.
Because he don't want to lose his little job. He don't want to lose his. It's not the job. He doesn't want to not be on the city council.
Right.
Because he can say something small. What he said, the raising the minimum wage or something like that.
The minimum wage to 20.
Sounds big. It's real small. The whole world's doing it. It's like you ain't doing anything. You're signing your name underneath the other 5,000 names. You know. But what about the people who live on this street and that street? Who are being pushed further and further away from their homes because you got the what do you call that, the inner city coming this way. Mm-hmm. You got the schools closing in this way, and you're getting squeezed out like a big old pimple. It's gonna pop and end up in Somerville or something.
Right. Well, the group
take that on.
Yeah. The group is encouraging people to sign the petition and encouraging candidates to take the pledge. According to Joseph O'Brien, speaking on behalf of the group, candidates are being asked to refrain from personal attacks on elected leaders, appointed officials, city workers, and all who serve the community through civic and governmental work. In addition, candidates are being asked to speak up and call to account political leaders who violate those principles. So if a candidate does attack someone personally, goes on a personal attack against someone in the community, then other counselors are supposed to stand up and call that person and hold that person accountable. Here's why that's not going to work.
I'm glad you said that.
Here's why it's not going to work. With the city council, some, even though they are supposed to be on even level fields, some are more powerful than others. For example, Sarai Rivera is established. She's not in her first term. Mm-hmm. She's a mainstay in the council. Mm-hmm. And it's going to take a lot. Mm-hmm. But if she doesn't endorse you because you attacked her, because she made a personal attack and you tried to go against her for it, she can take her endorsement away from you, and that can stop you from winning. Christian King needs some people like Sarai to stay on the city council.
Yeah.
And if he one day she attacks someone and he calls her out about it and he loses her endorsement, he's not going to get back on the city council.
No, he's not going to, because, like I said, he didn't do anything. But, here's another picture that I see, I kind of see from that stuff like that.
Okay.
Everybody keeps hearing me say about this shadow government.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
This city has 3 different governments. Mm-hmm. They got the elected officials on the city council and school committee.
Yep.
They don't do anything. You got a city manager who manages all the finances and does the contracting and the negotiations and stuff.
Yep.
He got power.
Yep.
And you got this shadow government over here that nobody talks about. Mm-hmm. That they don't. And Joe O'Brien's part of that shadow government. So isn't Tim Murray part of that shadow government. There's several other names I don't even know that's part of that shadow government over here that's actually telling the people, look here, do it this way because this is the way it's going to be because this is the way I want it.
Yep.
They got the pull. They got this, and it's not just in this city. It's in all cities. It's in the federal government. Mm-hmm. It's just everywhere. There's always been a shadow government that controls. In Boston years ago, before it was found out, it was called the vault.
Yep.
It's always been there. So I mean, don't get surprised to hear about it. But the city council in this city is the baby.
Right.
They're the baby. They're the ones with the least amount of power. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the way I see it anyway. So to have something to say, well, don't call them names and stuff. Come on.
Right.
Big old grown up people like that. It's like that's useless. Mm-hmm. What is that going to do for poor old guy over here who's losing his house because the rents in that neighborhood went up?
Right.
And he can't afford to live in that neighborhood anymore. How is that? Well, don't call the city councilors names. How's that going to affect it? What's that do for him? How's that? Don't call the school committee people names when they're going to a school and in that school the books are ripped. All right, Johnny, can you read on page 55? And Johnny sit there. What's the matter, Johnny? You can't read on page 55?
Right.
Don't have page 55 in the book. It's
but again,
torn out.
I don't think they're talking, but we know who they're talking about. They're not talking about the citizens. The citizens can speak up. They have even that during city council meetings, they can still stand up and speak up and speak out against if politicians not. So, for example, and I'm not saying this, if City Council Mo McNeil is over District 5 and he's not doing his job, you can still go to City Council and say, we want our district taken care of and we don't feel like it's being properly represented. Yeah. I don't think there's a problem with that. They are talking about Michael Gaffney and Turtleboy. Members of the group said they are joining together to express their deep concern about the state of civic and political affairs in our city. We have watched with concerns as local elections and the work of local government in our great community have been infected by toxic political discourse that threatens to divide our community as it has our country and endangers our hard-won democracy, the group said in a statement. Sadly, today, some community members and local elected officials are using social media, blogs, and traditional media to marginalize members of our community, including, but not limited to, immigrants and communities of color, tear down our leaders and disparage the motives as well as the work of appointed as well as elected officials. This toxic environment discourages civic participation, damages the image of our city, creates suspicion, poisons public discourse, setbacks our efforts for racial equity, and adversely impacts the ability of our leaders to unite and effectively govern our city. The statement continued. This is about Michael Gaffney and Turtleboy.
I want to applaud the author of that. Well written.
Mm-hmm.
Hit on a lot of points.
Yep.
Very good. Articulated. You identified things that are absolutely nonsensical. Come on, man. It's politics.
Yep.
That's what it is. It's not religion.
Nope.
It's not. It's politics.
Yep.
And for me, if the politicians are out there just doing dirty little things like that, get them out.
Right.
And if you are on the board with somebody else and you see them undermining your community and your constituency, tell them, don't be coming over here and messing with my people. And if you represent them people, put forth those bills so that they can get the things that they need.
Right.
You represent the people. Stop whining. You know? Yeah, it social media is there. They're gonna use social media.
Yep.
You can't really yell at them for using what's available for them to make these noises.
Well,
And these things are out there in the front, well written, very nicely written. I don't know who wrote it. I know he went to Harvard.
must have.
But, it was well written, well done, well spoken. But it has no teeth. There's no bite there. You can't enforce it. You're just asking people to be nice. That's religious.
Well, they're touching on a little bit of what Donald Trump uses his social media for now to attack
that's all
people,
they do.
personal attacks, and to a lesser extent, they believe that Michael Gaffney is a miniature Donald Trump.
No, Michael Gaffney not even in the same Trump Tower as Donald.
Well, that's why I said miniature. He's a small version.
He ain't even small. He's not even. He's still getting his little jeans together and stuff like that. Please.
He wants us to be a non-sanctuary city, just like Trump does. He's a Republican. He's a true blue Republican.
Yeah, and that's all good. At least I gotta give him something. He's saying something.
Yep.
You might not agree with what he's saying, but he is saying something. That was well written, well thought out, very step-worthy. You get a lot of good steps and points, and they had points off of points, and everything looked logical. But it's nonsense. It's not religion. You're talking politics.
Right, but here's the thing. Here's what. But you have to admit, politics have gotten worse with the advancement of social media.
Yeah.
So here's the one of the main statements that they said. In addition, they contend that fewer voters participate in local elections because they are turned off by chronic personal arguments and the lack of meaningful issue-driven debate. And the group went on to say that fewer people run for public office because they fear being a target of brutal personal attacks. And we know exactly who they're talking about.
Oh, we know who they're talking about.
Mo Bergman was a victim of Turtleboy. Mosaic was a victim of Turtleboy. Sarai Rivera is a constant victim of Turtleboy attacks.
If Turtleboy gets wields this much power, I'm like, hey, look at Turtleboy, we gotta talk.
They do.
Because if you have that much power where you can usurp and undermine all these politicians that got elected and stuff, you wielding a whole lot of power. You might be part of this shadow government that I don't know about over here.
And that's the accusation. They have long contended that Michael Gaffney works with Turtleboy.
I would think if Turtleboy can get all his opposition out of there so he can get his bills passed and across, who else you going to work with?
Right.
It's like that's just politics. politics isn't a game played by people who don't want to get dirty. And in getting dirty sometimes, it ain't personal.
Nope.
It's politics. Just like in business. It ain't personal.
Right.
It's business.
Well, now they have Sean Rose, Christian
Rose.
King, Sarai Rivera. It doesn't seem to be working well. Now that Gaffney's dropped out, it seems like Connie Lukes is on the island by herself.
Connie Lukes might be always have been on the island by herself. I think Connie Lukes is. I don't know her that well. I don't think she's that bad of a person. I think that her educational level gets in the way with her thought process. I think she's more, if I use an analogy of Donald Trump, she doesn't know the people.
Nope.
Even though she was the mayor of this city, at that time the people were different. There was a whole group of people that she just didn't enter into her existence as it does now. You know, Joe Petty, he goes out there and pretends to know the poor and the black people and the Hispanic people and the Africans and the Ethiopians and the Muslims, but he doesn't know them.
Nope.
Not if you're going to call them morons, and not if you're going to laugh when somebody tries to do something positive to help these people, or just not help them, boost them up by the bootstraps, but just to give them something so that they feel engaged in their own community for the kid. He doesn't know how to do that. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know that.
Yep.
I think Connie Lukes is like that too. She doesn't know those people.
Yep.
But I think Connie Lukes doesn't make any bones about that.
Right.
You know, I think Joe Petty makes things. Oh yeah, I know the people and all they're great people and everything, and he'll hug Brenda Jenkins and stuff and all these people and put it, but he doesn't know. He'll call them on the phone and say how you doing and everything, but he doesn't know. This is just a game, you know.
So he's.
Like I used to know Joe Kennedy back when I was in Mission Hill and stuff. I knew Joe Kennedy, but I didn't know Joe Kennedy.
Right.
Joe Kennedy didn't say, "Hey Joe, come on over and have a burger."
Right.
He didn't say that.
Yep.
But I knew him. I seen him at a event and everything. I said, "Joe, how's it going?" "Hey, good." You know, that's just politics. Joe, and he taught me how to work a room.
Yep.
Joe said, "You go in. You stand at the door, then you work off to the diagonal, back across the top, down another diagonal, out the door." He said it takes about 6 minutes.
Wow.
Everybody thinks you're there for hours.
Yep.
You know, it's like, that's how he works the room. You know? But
I gotta try that.
Yeah, this is what these politicians really don't know.
Okay.
They really don't know how to get inside a room, because as a politician, you go in there, there's people with issues. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of issues and stuff. You have to be able to gather these issues, right? Not just your own issue and see everything from your own lens. You have to see things from the lens of this community over here, this community up on the hill, all these different communities. You have to see the Worcester through their lens. They don't do that.
Right. They don't.
They don't know how to do that.
Nope.
And especially when you got some silly little petition like this, it's like, oh, please don't call them names in the public.
Right.
Oh, that poor little boy, they tried so hard. Please.
Now the group in
Grow
this
some.
grow a pair. The group in the statements did not mention any individuals by name for creating what they feel is a lack of civility. But Counselor at Large Michael T. Gaffney has been target of public criticism from such actions by some of the members of the group. Some of the members of the group have gone so far to call Michael Gaffney a bully for his postings on social media and some of his public statements and actions. Mayor Joseph Petty has repeatedly alluded to the impact that some social media has had on local government. He believes one reason why so few people run for public office now is because they see how elected officials often find themselves the target of harsh and unfair criticisms on various forms of social media. Once one at-large city council candidate, Benjamin R. Strait, has said one reason he decided to run for office was to stand up to Mr. Gaffney and call out what he sees as his reprehensible behavior as a city
Look
councilor.
at it. What's reprehensible? You put together a politician, a petition that says, let's stop calling people names and talking about them. And how many times did they say Gaffney?
So they didn't say in the statement, but the people mentioned Gaffney a lot.
Okay.
But
Not that him.
right.
Guess what? With the little pinky finger.
And like in the courtroom, can you please point to the man that you're referring to, and then you just point right?
Yeah, they don't even use the big in your face finger. They use the little one.
So Benjamin Straight is brilliant.
Oh, that's good.
Benjamin Straight is going to test the theory of the voters of Worcester. He basically running on I hate Michael Gaffney. That's his campaign. Like that should be his campaign motto or something. Like we want. Well, this is what he says. The one reason he decided to run for office was to stand up to Mr. Gaffney and call out what he sees as his reprehensible behavior. So we'll see if he can get votes and people can vote for him, then I'll have more faith in the city.
But that's a game.
The game has to work.
But this city, by the time all these games are played like that, and don't get me wrong, I forgot his name already. But
who, Benjamin Straight?
Yeah, Benjamin Straight. I'll applaud you for at least you know what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of childish, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a city. Within a city, there's a culture, several different cultures in this city that are getting beat up.
Right.
You know, and the city's turning a blind eye to these people in the name of progress and in the name of big glamour and the name of inclusion within the whole United States. Will be one of the great cities in the United States at the expense of these other people that's getting beat up. And you got a dysfunctional city council. Totally dysfunctional. That doesn't. This city council too. I don't think they even know the Japanese firms that's coming in. They don't know these other big insurance firms. I don't think they know them.
Okay.
They don't show to me that they know them.
Right.
I'm sure that the city manager got a good
understanding.
Not even just beyond understand relationship with these people and stuff. I'm sure he does. He's a good city manager, but the city's too big for a city manager.
No.
Yeah, it needs a functional city council with a functional mayor, so that the people can actually have a solid functional voice. The people they don't have a voice. You know, that somebody write this kind of stuff, well written. Well done, very goodly thought out and stuff, but it's religious.
Yep.
It's not political.
Right.
And it's contradictory.
It is contradictory. While we understand that elected officials and candidates for public office will advocate for their beliefs and challenge others in the pursuit of a better community, we expect our elected officials will do so in a civil manner, the group said. We call on all our leaders to reject the use of personal attacks and commit themselves to a higher standard of conduct in running their campaigns and sharing in the governing of our city. There are a lot of members of the group, and a lot of these names I recognize. And we don't have to name all.
We don't have to name them.
No. But there are a lot of names. Business leaders, Kevin Sullivan. There's a couple, Reverend Aaron Payson, Jose Encarnacion.
That's why it's so religious.
Frederick Rushton, yep. Fred Taylor.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Fred Taylor, former Men of Color Think Tank member. Maritza Cruz. So they have.
I love me some Maritza Cruz.
Yep.
She Indian like me.
Yep. So they have.
Puerto Rican in it.
Right. And there's a lot more members of the group. There's a lot of people to pledge. Now.
And these people are powerful. Use the power. There's nothing wrong with religion. I love religion. Me and God, we got to understand it. I asked him if he says it's okay, I'll do it. If he says no, it's like, all right. I love religion and stuff, but with the politics, you got the power.
Yep.
Use the power.
Right. You do.
Use the power. Stop whining about it and saying they should and all these kind of words that's in there that allude to, I hope this goes this way so that other people don't get to feel welcome, unwelcome and stuff. Use that power. Those are some powerful names. Use it. You're not using it, folks.
Right.
Use it. Stand up. Take a risk. You don't even have to take a risk. Just stand up and say, look here, I'm tired of this nonsense. This is what I want. And the only thing you'll get is just what Connie Luke said. What she said, you got to come from that side to this side.
Okay, so...
And then, here's what you tell them, folks. When she says that, tell them, Billy Goat
Gruff is coming. Yeah.
That's all you got to tell.
All right, so quickly before we go to break, let me read some of the text and comments. One says, they want to be part of a melting pot, Babylon the Great.
Babylon the Great.
Another texter says, this is nothing more than an attempt to control speech. Does the entrenched communist regime fear that the people are beginning to see through their self-serving propaganda? Wow.
That's kind of tight.
Another texter says, good luck with that. The right-wing crazy train, which feeds the current incivility everywhere in America and gets people like Gaffney elected, is so far off the tracks now they have no room for logic, reality, or civility. I'm not sure there is a good ending to this. It's probably going to eventually get very ugly.
I just gonna jump in for it. I'm loving these texts.
Yep.
Sometimes we get texts that's just full of swears. We're getting texts that's attacking these people just like the message that they sent out.
Yep.
They got thought in there. They got passion in there. Their emotions are high in there. They're telling them exactly what they feel about this thing. I love that.
Yeah.
That's really good. They don't have to swear or do some kind of stupid little jive. No, you want to play big words? Here's some.
Right.
And this is what I'm talking about. Use that power, people.
Right. Another texter says Rushton, Joseph O'Brien, Scott Schaefer Duffy, Claire Schaefer Duffy, Hilda Ramirez, Jose Encarnacion, Daniel Margolis, Tracy Novick. What need I go on? What a bunch of misfits. This is laughable. There is some pushback to this thing. Another text says, without Gaffney, the council will return to being the Mutual Admiration Society once again.
The Mutual Admiration
Yep.
Society. Exactly. Exactly what, well put.
All right. So thank you, Mark, for that comment.
Well put.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we will be back on Truth It in the AM.
I like that. That's well put.